It's like Boeing bragging that we're selling North Korea nukes, but the missile casings are made by Boeing. And that's somehow enabling the US technology stack. Like fundamentally, you're giving them this capability.
Comparing AI to anything that you just mentioned is lunacy.
But AI is similar to enriched uranium, right? And then it can have positive uses, it can have negative uses. We still don't want to send enriched uranium to other countries.
Who's sending enriched?
The analogy here is the enriched uranium is
because
like
it's a lousy analogy. The premise that even if we competed in China, that we're going to lose that market anyways. You're not talking to somebody who woke up a loser. And that loser attitude, that loser premise makes no sense to me. We're not a car. We are not a car. The fact that I can buy this car brand one day and use another car brand another day, easy. Computing is not like that. There's a reason why the x86 still exists. There's a reason why ARM is so sticky. These ecosystems are hard to replace. It costs an enormous amount of time and energy, and most people don't want to do it. And so it's our job to continue to nurture that ecosystem, to keep advancing the technology so that we could compete in the marketplace. Conceding a marketplace based on the premise you described, I simply can't acknowledge that. It makes no sense because I don't think the United States is a loser. Our industry is not a loser. And that losing proposition, that losing mindset makes no sense to me.
Okay, I'll move on. I just want to make sure
you don't have to move on. I'm enjoying it.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Then I out what the crux here is.
The crux is you're going to extremes. Your argument starts from extremes. That if we give them any compute at all, in this narrow moment, we will lose everything.
No, I think what my argument
those
is...
Those extremes, they're childish. They're childish, yeah.
The idea is not that there is some key threshold of compute.
Yeah.
It is that any marginal compute is helpful, right? So if you have more compute, you can train a better model.
And I just want you to acknowledge that any marginal sales for American technology industry is beneficial.
I actually don't. I mean, if the AI models that run on those chips are capable of cyber offensive capabilities, or training models are capable of cyber offensive, running more models of those instances, it is not a nuclear weapon, but it enables a weapon of a kind.
The logic that you use, you might as well say it to microprocessors and DRAMs. You might as well say it to electricity.
And we have more nuclear weapons than anybody else, but we don't want to send enriched uranium anywhere.
We're not enriched uranium. It's a chip, and it's a chip that they can make themselves.
But there's a reason they're buying it from you, right? And we have quotes from the founders of Chinese companies that say that we're bottlenecking.
Because our chips are better. On balance, our chips are better. There's just no question about it. In the absence of our chip, can you acknowledge that Huawei had a record year? Can you acknowledge that a whole bunch of chip companies have gone public? Can you acknowledge that? Can you acknowledge that? You can also acknowledge that the fact that we used to have a very large share in that market, and we no longer have the large share in that market. We can also acknowledge that China is about 40% of the world's technology industry. That market, to leave that market, concede that market for the United States technology industry is a disservice to our country. It is a disservice to our national security. It is a disservice to our technology leadership, all for the benefit of one company. It makes no sense to me.
It feels like you're making two different statements. One is that we're going to win this competition with Huawei because our chips are going to be way better if we're allowed to compete. And another is that they would be doing the same exact thing without us anyways. Right? How can those two things be say true at the same time?
It's obviously true. In the absence of a better choice, you'll take the only choice you have. How is that illogical?
But
it's so logical.
The reason they want NVIDIA chips is they're better. Yeah. Better is more compute. More compute means you can train a better model.
Better. It's better because it's easier to program. We have a better ecosystem. But whatever the better is. And of course, we're going to send them compute. So what? The fact of the matter is, we get the benefit. Don't forget, we get the benefit of American technology leadership. We get the benefit of developers working on the American tech stack. We get the benefit as those AI models diffuse out into the rest of the world. The American tech stack is therefore the best for it. We can continue to advance and diffuse American technology. That, I believe, is a positive. It's a very important part of American technology leadership. Now, the policies that you're advocating resulted in the American telecommunication industry being policed out of basically the world. to the point where we don't control our own telecommunications anymore. I don't see that as smart. It's a little narrow-minded, and it led to unintended consequences that I'm describing to you right now that you seem to have a very hard time understanding. When we want the American tech stack, when we want American technology to be diffused around the world, out to India, out to the Middle East, out to Africa, out to Southeast Asia, when our country would like to export, because we would like to export our technology, we would like to export our standards. On that day, I want you and I to have that same conversation again. And I will tell you exactly about today's conversation, about how your policy and how what you imagined literally caused the United States to concede the second largest market in the world for no good reason at all. We shouldn't concede it. If we lose it, we lose it. But why do we concede it? Now, nobody is advocating an all or nothing. Nobody's advocating all or nothing, meaning we ship everything to China at all times. Nobody's advocating that. We should always have the best technology here. We should always have the most technology here and the first. But we should also try to compete and win around the world.